Hosea 4 shows how God exempts women from punishment for the sexual sin, and only inflicts punishment on men, when husbands and fathers are not setting a godly example in the house. Let's look at it. Hosea 4 verse 11 to 19. Wine and whiskey seduce the heart of my people and leave my people in a stupor. They ask questions of a dead tree, expect answers from a sturdy walking stick. Drunk on sex, they can't find their way home. They've replaced their God with their genitals. I will not punish your daughters when they sell the use of their bodies, or your brides when they do sex sins or commit adultery. I will not punish them, because the men themselves, the fathers and husbands, have sexual relations with whores and offer sacrifices with the temple prostitutes. It's the men who pick up the whores that I'm after, the men who sacrifice with prostitutes, a stupid people who come to ruin. When the beer runs out, it's sex, sex, and more sex, bold and sordid debauchery. How they love it. The whirlwind has them in its clutches. Their sex worship leaves them finally impotent. God is saying here that He will visit no punishment on the women for their licentiousness, because they are more sinned against than what they are sinning themselves. God will punish the fathers and husbands, for it is them who themselves have set the bad example. God is saying to men that He will not any more lay on the women any restraints. The men have rejected God's law. God is saying, why should I punish the women? For your men are doing the same thing, sinning with harlots and temple prostitutes. Husbands and fathers are examples to wives and daughters. Women are supposed to be honored and protected by men in their lives through godly male leadership and godly examples. God is saying to men that they shall have no bitter water of jealousy to discover, convict, and torment an adulterous wife. Reference to Numbers 5, where the jealous man who suspected his wife of adultery could take her to the priest and have her drink dirty water to prove her innocence, because the men are committing the same sexual sin. God is saying here that He will not by any strokes of His hand smite the women for the same sin that was sinned against them by men. This exemption will also increase the grief and shame of the men, and also only the men will be punished.